What is up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. It is Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations. And I'm the host of Epic Conversations 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also am the co-host and co-producer of the only online show in the world for dads and fathers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And our team since 2020 has reached out directly and indirectly to over 300,000 fathers around the world. I also am a featured contributor to the Fly Nubian Queen Network, which is a YouTube channel powered by Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins that has over 580,000 subscribers. And something else, but we're going to get it really live in a few moments. So Ryan Knight, what's going on? You're looking sharp, man. Look at this. Look at the guy.
Yeah, appreciate it. Always good seeing you. For those that don't know who Ryan Knight is, I'm one of the co-founders of the Afro Caribbean Business Network. So we support entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, really to figure out what stage they're in and how to create a strategy to grow their companies exponentially. And we're working on a secret project that I'm going to be releasing in April. So stay tuned for that as a way for people to assess their business, and not just AI, but paired with coaching, it helps to create a strategy for companies. And I'm an entrepreneur myself. That's where we're testing it actually on our company, Detailing Nights. We provide mobile waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their cars on the spot without using water, and our plant-based eco-friendly cleaning supplies. And I want to give a quick shout out to all that joined us for the 2 days of auditions at Dragon's Den. It was fun just getting to talk to entrepreneurs, hear their ideas, some wicked, amazing ideas. I can't wait till the interviews, we post them up, because just learning about what people are working on, it's stellar stuff. And I'm hoping they get on the show because they have some really, really good ideas. So we're going to post that soon.
All right. So let's get some stuff up, because we have a tradition here on Monday. So let's get back to our tradition, and because there's a lot of stuff going on. So what we're going to do here is say this up here. This episode of The Morning Vibe is sponsored by the Macmillan Group, providing mortgage solutions one client at a time since 1999. Buying, refinancing, or investing, call them Canada 905-813-4354. And then in the US, 904-586-5636. So that's that. And also, you can find them here. There's all the contact information. I'm multi-purposing as always this morning. So let's do this. So there's the numbers, Canada, US, and then toll-free 866, and then 866-883-0885, and then website address, the Macmillan Group Inc.com, and email address raycmcmillan@gmail.com. So we got all that stuff in. So yeah, it sounds like things will be going on in your world this weekend.
You were busy. And we went down to audition for Dragon's Den. That was fun. Shout out to Voices and Vibes. So Shireen, she runs Black Print, but also started Voices and Vibes as a podcast. And she has a studio in Whitby where people can come and do podcasts and photo shoots. So she came down to help me interview entrepreneurs, and also Black Business Live TV was down there. So Gary and Marcia, we should actually have like a podcasters or a interview. You know those companies that do interviews? We should have them on the show to see a bit about their journey.
Yeah.
They were there talking to entrepreneurs as well. So that was fun. And we also wrapped up the 2024 Social Impact Conference. So that was in partnership with SETSI, the social economy through social inclusion. And that was a 5-day conference. So I was moderating a few of the panels So really interesting conversations about, impact investing and community finance and indigenous types of finance. So yeah, it was jam-packed
Good.
last 5 days. So, but how about yourself? How have things been going?
Well, this was a gradually going tornado weekend for me. So Saturday morning, I had an opportunity to be on a panel at Centennial College, talking about what I do with other content creators, experienced ones and non-experienced ones. A student with their graduating class, they had about 40 students there.
Okay, gotcha.
So each one of the panel, so quick story. Parked on the street and contacted Karen, who's the coordinator of the program. Say, Karen, I thought there was like free parking. She says, oh, go around to the corner. So go around the corner and there's a gate. There was a person in front of me. She had to push a button to get in. Then I had to push a button to get in, get out of the car. And I just start chatting with this lady going, okay. And she goes, oh, who are you? Da, 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 da. And we're walking in. And then I sit down. I sit down beside her. So I had one of the students. And I tell people, document your journey, like record my intro on my iPad. So he said, goes and says, no, you got to make it look like this. You got to make this. You got to make look. So she's like making sure I look good. Okay. So long story short, this lady is the president of the Canadian Society of Cinematographers.
Oh, snap. What?
Yeah. What? Yeah. So we had
truly directing.
So we had an incredible conversation. She said, you know what? I'd like to know if you can help me because they have a membership of about 800 people. She said there's only about 100 to 150 women and people of color. She also wants to know, is there any way I can help her get more members in that space? So what did I do last night? Send her a video message saying, great. She opened it up and replied. And she said, great conversations can start in parking lots. So
100%. Yeah.
So we went there. And then yesterday, there's a gentleman I've known for 12 years named Ernest White II. He has a show called Fly Brother. You may want to check it out. It's Fly Brother on the internet. He's the only Black man in North America to host a travel show on a major network.
Right.
And he hosted on PBS. So when we first met digitally, he was living in Florida. He moved about 2.5, 3 years ago to Vancouver. And then he spoke at the Ottawa Film Festival on Saturday, and he was passing through Toronto. So we finally met after 12 years yesterday.
Okay, nice. Well, one thing, just as you're telling that story, and something that you do very well, is no matter who you meet, be kind. Be kind to them, because you never know who it is that you're meeting in the parking lot or just in passing, and then you end up, that's the person that is on the panel with you, and to find out what they're doing. Like, I love that story of just how to engage with people.
Yeah, engagement is really important, face-to-face or virtual. Just to cap off now, so he had a small little invite of some people. So him and I were chatting a while. He bought food, which is nice, thank you. And then another person joined in. This lady runs, her name is Carolyn Ray. She runs a platform called Journey Woman. Now, here is the way to be niche. Her platform is catered to women who are 50 plus who travel. And it's one of the few, it may be one of the few ones, if not the only one in the world who caters to this. She gave me her business card. On her business card, she gives you stats.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right? Gotcha. So 55% or like 96% are women over 50, are decision makers in their household. 72% are planning international travel in 2023 and 2024. 70% feel the travel industry ignores or undervalues them. So you get everything. You
like
get
a media card in a box. Like
brilliant
card. Yeah.
Brilliant. Like amazing. And she shared me all her story. She's opened up, like she was like, and her board of directors are all women over 50.
Right.
And she has a background in marketing and that. And the funny thing is, she said she's leaving on Tuesday to go to Europe, but she said, you know what? I'm selling my house. I go, why? She goes, well, I spend 80% of my year traveling all around the world. Why am I paying for a mortgage on something I don't really live in?
Wow, right.
But amazing lady. And so she started chatting to me about getting sponsorships.
Right.
So we had a great conversation with that, and also sent her a video message yesterday too. So it looks like just to develop relationships with her and what she's doing. But I thought, so entrepreneurs, hear that niche market, women over 50 years old who travel.
Yeah.
Bam.
Very focused.
So that's an entrepreneur lesson. And like I said, she gives you a card that tells you everything. With over 30 years of leadership, Journey Woman is the largest and most trusted resource for women over 50 in the world. Founded in 1994, we are the original solo travel site for women. Hello. Shit. And the funny thing is, she's only owned it for 3 or 4 years. She bought it off of somebody.
Okay.
So entrepreneurs, you don't have to sometimes create something all by yourself.
Right.
Sometimes you can buy it. Actually, she bought it off the mother. Now, it depends how old you are and you're in Canada. There's the name Erica M. She used to be a VJ on Much Music.
Okay.
And her mother used to run this site, and mother was declining in age. And Erica M said, hey, my mother can't do this anymore. Do you want? She bought it. And she goes, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but now it's just like blown up. So great example of like, tradition. This is a more than a traditional business card. Plus, it's bigger. Of course, it stands out. But all these things you get on this card. So it's a little bit of my weekend.
Love it.
But you know what? Today is a big day.
Okay.
Do you know what it is today?
You've been teasing some stuff.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play something because today is the day. So here we go. This is a big day today, and then we're gonna get someone to talk about it. Here we go. It is March 25th, and it is the first day of Indie Soup Media, and the driving force behind Indie Soup Media is with us for a few moments. Dr. Tachi, what's going on?
Okay, before we start, you know I have to say something to Gala King / Mocktail Brigade. So I really I think that the whole Dragon's Den propelled you forward fashion-wise, because not that you weren't fashionable before, but you have this whole Stevarius Jobs thing going on, or excuse me, right. You're Caribbean, so Stevington Jobs thing going on. So.
Hey, I appreciate you, Dr. Tachi. Yes, and credit my wife. She's like, it's time to step it up. You gotta look the part a little bit.
Oh, come on, wife. Yes.
I love it. Oh, yes. Appreciate you.
OMG. Well, Dr. Tachi, it's here.
It's here. Whether we were ready for it or not, it is here. So.
Well, tell the family who may not know what Indie Soup Media TV is all about. So it is launching live today.
Yes. So Indie Soup Media is a new streaming and OTT, meaning over-the-top network that is available online on our website. Will be available on our website. Will be available on Roku. Today, you're definitely going to be able to watch it on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live from 4 p.m. So our streaming day, or our broadcast day, starts at 4 p.m. So we're like that after 5 crowd. Network. And you're going to be able to find all sorts of great programming stemming from talk shows. Things like The Morning Vibe will be on. Actually, starting tomorrow, you'll be able to watch The Morning Vibe at 5 o'clock there. So I think it's 5. I'll look. I'll look.
Ryan, questions?
Well, I was just curious. So when you're watching, is it like a 24-hour ongoing like live shows happening, or is it on demand? Like how's it structured?
Good question. It's right now, it's not 24 hours. It will start from 4 p.m. and go till about 10, depending on the day, Monday through Saturday. And so as we grow, we'll get to the point where it's round the clock. But no, for right now, we're doing this, and then we're doing the Chick-fil-A thing on Sunday. Ain't no programming on Sunday. We closed. So so that's how we're starting off. And yes, it is also VOD, video on demand. So we're building our library now. As the shows that you see live play, then they'll be available in the on-demand library. So, and there are a lot of other things coming as well, because we will have audio. So it will be like a podcasting platform as well. We have creators that will be teaching some courses. So you'll be able to get courses on there as well. So yeah, today is actually our soft launch, our baby launch. So as we get towards the latter end of the year, then it will be more of a full launch.
Sweet. Right. And are there any like collaborations that you're able to share, like things that we can look out for that will be on the platform?
Yeah, so this is really cool. There are a bunch of really cool things coming. I mean, besides the collaboration with Dr. Vibe, who is also one of our advisory board members, we have a collaboration with a new podcasting network that produces podcasts, or hosts and produces podcasts by podcasters of color and LGBTQIA plus podcasters of color. And so they've actually been doing some amazing things. They've been winning awards, etc. So I actually met the founder at Podfest in 2020, right before the shutdown. And so I reached out to her, and my thing is like, it's foolish to have all of these entertainment and information silos. It's like, okay, we need to work together. So I said, hey, would you be interested in some of your creators? Yeah, let's talk. So we'll be doing some things with, and they're called The Cube. So QUBE. Yeah.
Dr. Tachi, how long has the journey been to this day?
Oh gosh, it's actually been over a year to this day. So probably like a year and a half to get to this point. And I think people may not know everything that is involved in getting something like this up. It really is a major venture, and it's a lot. And then I'm also thinking, the hell was I thinking back then?
Okay, that creeps in, right?
Yeah, I said, did I say I wanted to do this? Who said that? That wasn't me. But, it is what it is. And the thing is, you get so much support from people. But I think people don't realize that when you do something like this, it's one thing. There are many people who have like a Roku channel or, their own thing, and it's just them. So then you have complete control because it's just you. But now when you talk about bringing like almost 30 other people involved, now you're talking about management. So that's a whole separate thing in and of itself.
And especially making sure that, I guess, the return on investment for people's time, or the taking the chance to collaborate. So what would you say to those that might want to get on it? Like, what would be a good reason to engage with Indie Soup as it's growing and to get on the platform?
Oh, number one, it's always good to get in on something good on the ground level, because once it gets to be something bigger, it becomes more and more difficult. Number two, you have access to me now. So as it gets bigger, I'm not going to be able
now.
Yes.
And the creators now are getting the benefit of learning how to grow as a creator. So you're learning how to put together a show, because it's also an incubator. You're also getting bomb training. We've had about 4 trainings right now for the creators and different things in terms of creating your lower thirds and your assets in something as simple as Canva, down to preserving your time as a content creator and bringing in people to facilitate that. So you're getting like top tier level training when it comes to those things. Also, the ability to email me and ask me questions about different things. And I've heard from creators, wow, I'm learning so much. And I'm like, well, I would hope so, because then my mother would have spent money on school for nothing. So,
Absolutely. Yes.
So what has been, let's be honest here, the most challenging part of the journey?
Yeah, working with 10 million different people.
By yourself.
Coordinating it, right?
But by myself. Well, no, not completely by myself. Not completely by myself.
Yes.
Yeah. Management team, yes, kind of by myself, but not completely by myself, because there are people like you that have come on board and helped out, and a lot, some other people as well, definitely. So not completely by myself. But the thing is, like I said, if it's just me, I know how to manage me. I know, what needs to get done and how, but everyone is so different. Everyone comes from a different background. And we have a lot of creators who never really came from the content creation world at all. So this is new for them. So it's like, oh gosh, some people I really don't know what the hell to do. So it's like really starting from ground one. But I believed in them because they have a great idea, a great concept that can be brought to fruition with work. So, that's the thing. So it's not just for seasoned content creators. I mean, obviously that's great and that's a dream. But if there are some creators that are like, I have an idea and I think I really want to do what it takes to make it work, that's what I want to see, the moxie. I want to see that you want this to work. So back to your thing, the most difficult part is, managing different people that are not me. Not that I'm a perfect employee. I'm a terrible employee, actually. But working with different people and making this work with a skeleton staff. That's the hardest part.
Good. Ryan, any more conversation piece? Because I know that Dr. Tachi has a lot of things to do. Actually, our upcoming friend who's going to be on the show is 2 snaps for Dr. Tachi.
Hey, thank you.
And just a lot of family are saying congratulations. So we've got the Miller Group. Good morning, all. Great initiative, Dr. Tachi. Good morning.
Thank you.
Opal Inspired. Morning, Opal Inspired says yes. Good morning, everyone, and says congratulations, Dr. Tachi. Thanks. I'll be tuning in.
Thank you.
So we got a lot of things. Fitness IQ Cam. Good morning, gentlemen, and Dr. Tachi. Fantastic as always. Why would someone, 2-part conversation piece, and we'll let you go unless Ryan has something else. Why should someone watch Indie Soup Media?
That's an excellent question. And my thing is, I could talk forever. You don't ever have to let me go. But that's an excellent question, because that's exactly what I ask creators. So before, and this is kind of a thing for anybody who's looking to create a show, whether it's on our platform or any place else, you're just looking to create YouTube videos or whatever. Who else is in the space out there that is like you, that does what you do? And why should people watch you aside from them? So I was asked creators to do that. So I'm already starting with, why the hell should we watch you? Or why the hell would anybody watch it? I'm already starting from that. And the thing is, it's indie content. Lots of people of color. It's not just people of color, but lots of people of color. It's content from a positive lens. I'm not with the tomfoolery. To be honest, a little bit of tomfoolery is okay every once in a while, but a whole channel full of tomfoolery, it's not going to work. So that, and then also the opportunity to connect directly with creators, because this will be happening simultaneously on social platforms like Facebook Live and also YouTube and Twitch. People can make comments and creators can respond, either in real time if it's a live stream, or during the broadcast of it, they can actually respond. So you have the opportunity to actually kind of reach out and touch that's the old bell thing. I remember that from when I was little. Reach out and touch someone, right?
Yes.
So you have the opportunity to do that. Unlike if you're watching traditional linear television, you can reach out all you like and nobody will touch back. It's just the nature of it.
Right.
But this is made to be transactional. It's meant to be interactive. And so hopefully it starts conversations, good conversations.
Love
Ryan,
that.
any last comments before we let the countdown
Dave,
come?
just want to say congratulations. And when the Indie Soup Media Gala is ready, happy
You'll
to
be in charge.
happy to be the MC.
Oh, you are. You've already put it out there, so it's happening.
Oh gosh. So any final words, Dr. Tachi? Is 4:00 Eastern time counts down.
Yeah. So 4:00 Eastern time counts down. Creators, leave me alone. I'm just kidding. It's going to be fantastic. So I will say this again. It starts from 4 p.m. Eastern time. You can reach us. Eventually, you'll be able to watch via the website and on Roku. But for now, you're going to be able to watch on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. It's indiesoupmedia.everywhere. Follow us on social media. Engage with us on social media. Also, if you are interested in becoming a creator on Indie Soup, go to indiesoupmedia.tv. It's .tv, and you can fill out the creator form. It's at the bottom of the, just scroll down and fill out the form, and we can have a conversation.
Oh, love that word, conversation.
Yes, it's your word.
Oh, the home of epic conversations. Well, Dr. Tachi, thanks for taking the time. I know it's always a crazy time, but we'll be probably chatting later on today.
Absolutely.
Everyone, be in front of your phone or computer at 4 p.m. on Indie Soup Media. And Dr. Tachi, what Dr. Vibe content's going to be on the platform?
So we have the Morning Vibe on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So kind of the opposite in a way of what's here. So you'll get to see Ryan as well twice a week. We also have the State of Things.
No, Primetime Saturdays.
Primetime Saturday. I keep forgetting. I'm still in that.
Yes.
So Primetime Saturdays with Aisha and Lala and Dr. Vibe. Of course. So we have that on Saturdays. And then we also will have Black Canada Talking. So you'll be able to visit our website. We're still in the process of getting this schedule, as my father would say, up. So once the schedule is up, you'll be able to see everything that you can watch. So you can build up all day to 4 o'clock and then watch. So we have a nice little block of programming.
Well, thank you as always. Don't just manage your time, manager. And I have a feeling you will be back sooner rather than later on the platform.
Just tell me when.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Bye-bye, you too.
Bye-bye. All right. So there's the website address, all the things I'm going to put in the comment section. So, yeah, we're going fast and furious here. So we're going to get to a break, and then we're going to come back and have a friend of the show behind the scenes.
Gotcha.
But this is the first time she's going to be on camera with us. So keep it locked. Morning Vibe, March 25th. And I realized too that we'll run the ad. I just recognized this is a short week. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll be back.
You know, and that's what I feel like. You feel like you're the Harriet Tubman of the mind.
I am.
I feel like I'm I'm one of the Harriet Tubmans of intelligent Black people. Like, I want to liberate y'all from like being left behind and ignored and oblivion. No, really, the rappers get all the attention. You know, seriously, does anybody else feel this way? Like ignorant Black people, they'll be all up, you know, getting all the headlines on the Shade Room.
Overly sexualized Black folks.
Over like the twerkers and the, you know, just people that, you know, don't always represent the best of us, you know, the diversity, you know, like people like Dr. Vibe. Like, everybody should know about people like Dr. Vibe. Dr. Vibe he's trying to do good work for Black people. Dr. Vibe from Toronto. Good to see you, my brother. Dr. Vibe. Everybody follow Dr. Vibe. He has a great show. He's very good at what he does, and I have a lot of respect for him. The men who are also doing the same thing. I see Dr. Vibe in here. He's a great brother. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. He's a smart brother in Canada, and we need to follow smart people. So follow Dr. Vibe if you see him in the chat. And Dr. Vibe, say your name in the chat so people can see you. I want you to click on his name, and I want you to go follow him, please, because I want these men and women that are doing the right things to get the support they deserve. Hey, Dr. Vibe, how you doing, brother? Again, like I always do, I got to say everybody should go follow Dr. Vibe. He's got a great show. Dr. Vibe, I know Dr. Vibe's got a kingdom because I see your channel. I see you pouring into that every day. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. Look him up, Dr. Vibe, V-I-B-E. He's a great friend of me and my wife, and I love this guy.
Okay, so let me hop into this. What's up, Dr. Vibe? How you doing? Everybody, if you see Dr. Vibe in the chat, everybody go follow the Dr. Vibe show. Dr. Vibe is a real smart brother and a good human being. I like the guy a lot, and he's very intelligent. And I think everyone should pay attention to what he's got going on. We got to shine the spotlight on the intelligent Black people out here that are really doing the good work. Don't just pay attention to the rappers and the celebrities. You know, a lot of these people are losers. Your true winners are your people in your community that are really having your back. Helping us to have stronger families and a stronger community. So Dr. Vibe is in that category. So you might see the Dr. Vibe show in this chat. If you see him, please go follow him. Okay. All right. So anyway.
All right. We are back. The Morning Vibe, March 25th. So before we continue on, please subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also, follow the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. To advertise your business product or service on the platform, please feel free to email me, dr.vibe at the dr.vibeshow.com, and join our Discord group. I got to catch up on that. And then if you want to get in touch with Ryan, these are all the different places you can catch up with the Media King, the Gala King, the Media Star, etc., etc. But I just realized this is a short week because it's like Easter.
Sort of double short week because next week, Monday, I think Easter Mondays, certain things are closed as well.
That's true. Yeah. So it's, I thought Easter, isn't it usually later in April?
That's like, what I feel. Yeah, usually like mid-April-ish.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm just trying. And the funny thing is, I booked someone for Friday. I'm going, no, you're not. Oh. So I gotta reschedule. I'm just going. Yeah, just like, but just for me this year, the time is going by so fast.
Absolutely.
Like the quarter of the year is done.
The way the weather is flip-flopping too really throws you off. Like I feel totally betrayed. That I retired my winter jacket.
Love that.
It was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It was 22 degrees. Spring jacket was out, and I was still hot. And then the type of snowstorm that hit us a couple days ago was a true betrayal of Canada. And I'm born in Canada, 41 years here. I don't think I've ever felt this betrayed by the weather, ever. Where it felt like spring and then winter crept back. So yes, I'm hoping that was the last blast, but I trust nothing of this country.
Well, remember, we are in Canada, so anything.
This one hit different.
The Friday was no joke. Yeah. That was no joke. That weather on. So Fitness IQ Camp says snappa, and then she goes, depends when Ash Wednesday is. Easter has been early April for the last 3 days. Okay. And she says, true betrayal indeed. All right. Okay. So we've had some friends come on this platform that this lady has brought on.
Yes.
But now she is with us today. So Wendy Vincent is a driving force behind an event called Migrant Stories. And I think for many people who are watching this live or on the replay, Migrant Stories is something that you can relate with. Like many people's parents, especially in Canada, who look like us, their parents came from other places to be here for, quote, the better life, unquote. So we're going to have Wendy come on and have a conversation with us today to talk about this little thing called Migrant Stories. So Wendy Vincent, take off your... Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm very, very well. And it's lovely, lovely, lovely to see you both. You're acknowledging me for having guests on the show, but I want to acknowledge you for having had those guests on your show and in conversation. You know, Ryan, you came out to the Butterfly concert, you came out to Afrofest, so just gotta big you guys up. It's reciprocal, it's reciprocity, so thank you.
Sorry, just speaking of that, that's yearly, right? Is it coming up anytime soon?
You know what? No, it was a one-off.
Okay.
I have not heard back from the family.
Okay.
I mean, that was a vibe. That was energy. That
was a impressive.
If that were annual, I would be all up in that.
Love it. Oh yeah, just as you mentioned, I was just checking.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you being here 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wendy, since this is you in front of the camera, not behind the camera, can you share a little bit about you with our family?
Absolutely. Thank you. Wendy Vincent. I have been fortunate enough to take on the role of guest curator for Migrant Stories, which is currently on display at the St. Lawrence Market Gallery. It is a beautiful space.
Gotcha.
It is a really, really nice space. And, you know, as I sit here drinking from my coffee mug, the picture is fading, but this is my Roger Dundas Christmas present from a couple years back.
Was that Father Project?
Yes. And this, so it's the coffee mug. It is fading, but it's me as a baby with my parents back in the day. And it's my mom's birthday today. So happy 91st birthday
to
Mrs. Vincent.
Yes.
91st?
Yeah.
I love
and
it.
It's actually really interesting. I have to speak with Roger because, let me just say, one of the other things that happened this weekend is, I'm not going to get too deep, I have a studio to use, has been gifted to me to use to do some conversation. So I definitely have to speak to Roger because I know there's an initiative that's been put on hold that he may want to restart again. And I think we may have a place to maybe do it complimentary. So I'll leave it at that. So Migrant Stories, what's Migrant Stories all about?
Awesome. Thank you. So Migrant Stories is a partnership with the city of Frankfurt. And it is a project which is amplifying the stories of 6 migrants to Canada. And I have guest curated specifically the Lloyd Lindo or Uncle Lloyd installation. Uncle Lloyd is a beloved family friend of ours. Lots of intersections with our families over the years. The first of which is that he met his wife at the home that was owned by my auntie in England. He went to the home as a fellow Windrush and was looking for a friend of his who had since moved, but Auntie Louise answered the door, and that was it. Love at first sight. 60 years of wedded bliss together. So just lots of really gorgeous intersection. And when my dad passed away, I was speaking to Nick Davis at CBC Radio, and he said to me, I mentioned Uncle Lloyd as part of my sort of elder ecosystem, and Nick said, "Your uncle is how old? And he remembers everything?" So Uncle Lloyd turns 97 next month.
Right.
Give thanks. 100%. And his recall of his life, born in Kingston, grew up in Trelawney, moved to England, lived in England for 10 years, and then moved to Canada. The data is in pristine condition.
Right.
So we started talking. I started to press record. And that took the shape of 4 hours of audio. And then I got a camera crew, 90 minutes of video. And his stories of moving around the world and building, Jamaica, helping to build England and helping to build Canada. Just amazing. And what tops his data is his objects, his artifacts. everything. He had the manifesto from the ship, the HMS Franconia, that he took in 1964 from England to Canada. He had the wedding registry of when he got married at Balham Congregational Church in England in 1958. The pictures, just amazing. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. So yeah, I just hit record, and just an amazing, amazing life lived, right? But this is, this is our birthright. These stories, this is our history. And it is phenomenal and stunning and gorgeous. And I'm so grateful that I was able to bring this gentleman's story as a major installation for the Migrant Stories exhibition. And it's amazing. I mean, people like this gentleman here, you see Ahmed, their stories are very contemporary. They're younger people, but this 97-year-old nonagenarian subject matter expert who can just give you the details of life in Kingston, in Trelawney, in Balham, in Toronto, in Orangeville. Amazing.
And I'm so curious with people that still have their parents alive, their grandparents alive.
Yeah.
What would you say to them to encourage to have those conversations and just put the recorder there and just let them talk?
Yeah. Yeah. It is an honor. It is an honor to be able to bear witness to people's lives personally. So nobody else is telling you about it. You are witnessing this personal account, this personal document. Amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I'm very passionate about is controlling our narrative and documenting our journey, and especially with our elders. But how did this start? Because Frankfurt ain't close to us. So how did the collaboration start with Frankfurt?
I will have to entrust the good people at the City of Toronto. They are responsible for nurturing and stewarding that relationship, but it's a sister city collaboration and project. So they have their Migrant Stories installation in the works, and we have ours here. So yeah.
But then the question is, though, how did you get involved in that ecosystem? Because that's what I find curious on what you just shared.
Yeah, I was, from an intellectual, from an IP perspective, I was sharing the Uncle Lloyd narrative with a few people in the museum space. And I had a conversation with the City of Toronto History Museums. And when they heard about it, when they heard about Uncle Lloyd's story, they said yes.
Okay, but I still want to dig deeper. You had a conversation. Did you reach out to them?
Yeah, yes.
And why did you reach out to them? Or what made you reach out to them? Sorry.
Because the Uncle Lloyd narrative was so profound. And, back in, I mentioned the Nick Davis CBC radio story and how he said, your uncle is how old? That is amazing, and get everything. And in June, it was the 75th anniversary of Windrush in England.
So what's Windrush? Because some people may not know what Windrush is, right?
Good point. Thank you. So Windrush, the Windrush generation are the people from the Caribbean who moved from the Caribbean, from Jamaica, etc., to England in droves, to the point where there's like 500,000 people made that move from the 1940s until the 1970s. So if you think about Black Britain, right, that is who Windrush is.
Right.
And the AGO, it's closing this week, but Life Between Islands has been on display at the Art Gallery of Ontario. And that is exclusively Windrush talent, visual art, there's a sitting room, there's video, et cetera, et cetera. So, 500,000 people, if you think about that over the course of all of those years, and their children, et cetera, et cetera. So that is who Windrush are. And there's again a lot of people who made that secondary move from England to Canada. And then there's also returnees. A friend of mine, her mom is in her 90s, and she made the full journey from Jamaica to England to Canada and has now gone back to England.
Right.
And think of your social circles. How many people have you heard this? Oh yeah, I was born in England, or cousins in England. This is who Windrush is. It specifically invited to England to help rebuild the country after the war.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And there was also a Windrush scandal, which remains unresolved, where people were fired, people were detained, and people were deported because there's this whole gong show happening with people's documentation and their passports.
Ooh.
And, it remains unresolved for many people. There's a Justice for Windrush campaign. So, like I said, June, the Windrush anniversary was coming up. And, I had all this data about Uncle Lloyd, and I couldn't, didn't know there were stories about child welfare. He's experienced informal adoption. He adopted his children. He and I have that as, I'm an adoptive mom. So we have this great connectivity together. I was like, there's so much.
Yes.
And that anniversary came up, and I thought, this is it. This is the starting point. This is the starting point.
And
Ryan, just before you jump in, just catch up on comments right quick, because I don't want to fall too far behind. Fitness IQ Cam says, happy birthday to your ma.
Thank
She goes,
you.
ooh, the studio be in the deep east, LOL. And a longtime friend who we haven't heard from a while, Serena Wills from the DMV. Hope you and your son are fine. All right, Ryan, go ahead.
I was just curious because, of course, we want to encourage people to go downtown Toronto, check it at a St. Lawrence market. But what are some of the stories that really stand out to you from your uncle that you'd love to share with us here before people go down and see it?
So much. The story of his wedding is, it's a historical journey unto itself. I mentioned they got married at Balham Congregational Church. But he also went on to share the fact that they were able to secure the church fully decorated for free because it had been used the night before for a ban the bomb protest. And when you dig even further, Balham Underground, which is part of the British railway system, was the second most devastated site during the war. Ooh. So by way of his wedding, he has now become a part of the history of that legacy of the war and of Balham Congregation. Just amazing. And, the story of his house, they live in Orangeville, now Amaranth. The house is built exclusively from the ground up by immigrant labor, which his wife project managed while he was working in different areas all across Ontario, with no phone. So he would come home on the weekend, and they hired groups of labor who were in the area to build their home from the ground up.
Wow.
And the only in their sort of social network, the only contracted professional was actually my dad. He was an electrician, so he did all the electrical work on the house. But when you think about the labor movement and immigration and migrants and how they contributed to, just amazing stories. And
yeah. So Dr. Chachi says this is fascinating.
Thank you.
Macmillan Group, such an important conversation. This story has to be documented and told, as many of that generation are no longer with us.
Precisely.
Absolutely. Hey, here is a live stream I regard as a live stream guru, Carlos Phoenix from the US. He does big online projects. So good to have you here. Dr. Chachi says, hey, Serena Wills, and also says hello to Carlos. Wendy, when did it hit you how special speaking to this true elder? Because for myself, I can relate, because I didn't realize this thing till my dad said to me, yeah, he went to Howard University. I go, what?
Wow.
Like, you went to Howard University when he was 16 years old.
Stunning, right? Stunning.
And one of his teachers was the late Toni Morrison.
Stunning.
I went, whoa.
Yeah.
So when did that start to hit you, how amazing and how blessed you were to just be part of this journey?
Yeah, thank you. And I do feel so grateful. And I'm so humbled that Uncle Lloyd has entrusted me with his story. And, it hit me, frankly, when my dad passed away, and when there were other people in that ecosystem who were passing. The parents of Minister Olivia Grange, the Minister of Culture of Jamaica, her parents are mentioned twice by Uncle Lloyd personally, because they received Uncle Lloyd at Union Station after he got off the boat from England in Montreal and took the train to Union Station. And just stunning stories that intersect so many ecosystems, and just a gift. And the fact that he has that data as a 96-year-old, soon to be 97-year-old, and the recall is sharp.
Yeah. I'm curious, do you remember your first memory of interacting with your uncle?
I would say yes. Yeah, because this property in Orangeville / Amaranth, it would become the host site for the corn roast every fall, where people from the JCA and the Black Masons and the labor movement, everybody would go up to Orangeville at the end of every summer to just roast corn and listen to music and dominoes and everything. And I was lucky enough, Uncle Lloyd built a pond at the front of his property. So yeah, I remember going up there and staying over and swimming in the pond, and there'd be frogs, and really special times.
So when you first, can you share as much as you can the process of approaching the city of Toronto and how long it took? Were they receptive at first, and how long it took, and just the behind the scenes? I'm always wanting people, when they're comfortable, to share the behind the scenes, because people are just going to see the end product. They don't know the hard work that you've done behind this. And did you have help?
Yeah, I did, absolutely. And I have to acknowledge Cheryl Blackman for her leadership as director of the Toronto History Museums. And, opening up from a micro and municipal level museum spaces to diverse stories and diverse storytellers. Because, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, coming to the Toronto History Museums with a story like this would not have been acknowledged in the same way. And here it is. It's a full exhibition with 6 migrant stories that are so diverse and so beautiful and so Canadian, right? Yeah. That deserve to be amplified, that deserve to be part of the conversation of Canadian history. So, I was doing this work with Uncle Lloyd and documenting and gathering all the data. And it happened to be that the city of Toronto had Migrant Stories in the works with Frankfurt. And that was the wedge. That was the fit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are there any thoughts for this to become something long-term, like collecting more stories and having a physical space for it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for myself, I definitely want to continue this work of, I mean, Uncle Lloyd and I still haven't finished our conversation. And
Oh,
this time is finite, right?
yes.
But as a newly adoptive mom, there's lots of lessons that I need to learn from him. He adopted his children in Canada in the 60s. What was that? What was that like?
Yes.
What was that like?
How often do you and him speak?
We now speak like a couple times a month. And it's just like a check-in, you know? Yeah, but it's also a lot of thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So creating this content from him for Migrant Stories, was it done face to face? Was it done over a phone? Was it done via webcam? How did you compile? What means did you use to compile the content?
The audio was done via telephone. And I mean, if you listen to, he's got this great baritone voice. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, so awesome. So awesome. So we had the audio, which I captured via telephone. But then once the Windrush anniversary happened, or was coming up, I knew it was time to have an in-person. So through my cousin, actually, Kevin Barton, I was able to get a creative crew together to get the video footage of Uncle Lloyd.
Wow. How special was that day?
Amazing. It was, but every conversation with Uncle Lloyd is amazing. I mean, we went prior to that, we got some audio we did one bout of audio in person. It was just, you know, you could feel his wife, Auntie Louise, you could feel her presence, and lots of intersections with, you know, people who knew other people from CBC radio happened to be this. So the idea of going there with my cousin, and my kiddo, and sitting at the kitchen table with Uncle Lloyd with the camera rolling, and having him speak in his own words and share his story. So stunning and special.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That I'm gonna put in a dibs. If you go out there again, tell me. I'd love to I just like to hang out and just listen.
I know.
You know, I can compare it to something I did very early in my journey of doing this stuff. I was introduced to a gentleman who lives in Etobicoke, western part of Toronto. And he grew up in the Runnymede area of western Toronto. And when he was growing up, his father was Italian and his mother was Black. So when he was growing up, he said if he went more than 1 mile outside his area, he would get beat up.
Wow.
And his father was a tradesman. So he became a tradesman.
Yeah.
And he was the only Black person in his union for 30 years.
Okay.
What?
That's intense.
And I cannot relate with you because we were just sitting at his kitchen table.
Yeah.
The audio conversation is still on my site.
Yeah.
And at the time, he had his 7th degree black belt.
Okay.
I love it.
He actually participated in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics as an alternate on the Canadian Olympic team.
Gotcha.
And just listening to this gentleman, I was going,
stories.
Wow.
A life well lived.
Yeah, sensei. Yeah, he was a don. Go ahead.
Is there any other family members that you'd want to interview in your family?
In my family? Wow. Yeah. I mean, just think of the lives lived in the elders in our circles and in our ecosystems. Yeah. I mean, and you know, Uncle Lloyd is actually not even a blood relative. I use that as a term of endearment because he's an elder. Yeah, there's so many. And these are people who are now in their 90s and in their late 80s.
And they're still alive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, yes, I would love to speak to my Auntie Ruby. She's the eldest of my mom's siblings. and she is the only one who did not leave Jamaica.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, I would love to talk to her. Yeah.
What impact has this had on your younger one? Or is there, are they trying to process? Mommy, what are you doing? Why are you talking to this old guy?
You know what? Even just being able to like go up to Orangeville and share the homestead with him has been a really amazing process, and just watching him see, being out in nature, and the pets that are at the homestead, and him, I can see that he's processing who Uncle Lloyd is, and the significance of, like, why are we at this museum at this like opening, and why is there, I think he's processing. Yeah. But it's a blessing, and there are just a lot of really great intergenerational learnings that are just naturally flowing from Uncle Lloyd to me, and I'm just so grateful. Like, and I have to thank his daughter, cousin Lorianne, for all of her support. She's Uncle Lloyd's caregiver, and I say, you're the caregiver MVP.
Yes.
I tell her that every day, because I would have nothing of the conversation with him without her support. And we grew up together as Jamaican Canadian kids, and like myself, she has never been to England, but our parents have these amazing stories. I'm like, girl, we got to go back. We got to go to England and retrace our parents' footsteps.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is the importance for us to at least find out and maybe document our journeys?
Ownership of the narrative. Somebody, when I was looking for like a film crew and early recording, somebody who was not of our persuasion was like, I wish I had thought of this.
You see? Yes.
Because they're stunning stories, but it's so important that we take ownership of them.
Were there any challenges on the way to making this happen, and how did you overcome them? If any.
I think, managing things emotionally was kind of hard, because I realized how much I regret not having taken the trip to England with my dad.
Gotcha.
Because, they would have been younger than us at that time, and their lives out there, it sounds like a whole situation. And the importance of that early ecosystem. I would have loved to have seen what that was like, revisiting that with my dad. So, I think managing that emotionally as a regret was pretty, not challenging, but it was sobering. Yeah. And
I'm curious, what would be like a key takeaway you'd think from? So again, we're encouraging people to go down and check out the exhibition. But when they go, what do you feel would be one of the key takeaways they'd get from the experience?
Is how impactful people who have come from all over the world have been to life here in Canada generationally.
Right.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
What was your emotion and feeling the first time you saw the exhibition?
Yeah. Full heart, full joy, full heart, joy, full heart. Yeah. My brother said, Uncle Lloyd will live on forever. And I was like, but this story is our family's story. This story is a global story, right? And that filled my heart with so much joy, because it's, again, just capturing these stories of our elders so that they can bear witness to it themselves, and that we are owning the story and owning the narrative is so important.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, please do.
The next time you go see your uncle, take
Yeah.
pictures and show him of the exhibition.
Yeah. We wanted to bring him down. He had a medical situation, but yeah, we want to bring him in. Absolutely.
Oh, wow. I want to be at that.
Yeah.
Check out.
Yeah. So
That-
special, right?
That would be...
Yeah.
I would love to see the look on his face, whether it's via watching it or in person. You just, like, now just make sure there's a medical team because he may suffer a heart attack. Going, what?
Jeez, right.
Strong constitution. He's good for it. He's good for it. Yeah.
What has he taught you?
He has taught me as an adoptive mom. He has taught me the importance of not even like patience, but you know what? When I see his he's he's a grandfather. He's a grandfather. He's a great grandfather. So yeah, the importance, the possibility. He's taught me the importance of the possibilities as Black people who are navigating the child welfare system. Victory. That's what he's taught me. He's taught me victory. Yeah.
Nice. Ryan, anything else?
Well, one thing, just as we're closing out the conversation, just to let people know, because people know St. Lawrence Market, and some people don't know where it is. So if you can let us know exactly where we can go and how do they have to get tickets ahead of time, or can they just show up?
Yeah, it's free. The Market Gallery is on the second floor of the St. Lawrence Market. The hours are Wednesday to Sunday, 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. And let me just look at the address for Front Street.
I'm putting it up right now.
Thank
95 Front Street East.
Perfection. Thank you.
There's all the information there. Also, I've shared the link on most of the platforms people are watching live or on the replay. It's also here on the screen. So that is Migrant Stories that actually was in that area just yesterday. So there you go. So a walk away from it yesterday, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
So what's next? How do you top this?
I know. Yeah, I want to tour the installation. I want to tour the Uncle Lloyd installation around Ontario and around Canada. I want to gather more data and more stories from this amazing Canadian arm of the Windrush generation and take the stories back to England. Because to me, the Windrush narrative is not complete without the Canadian story.
Just want, as you mentioned that, have you been in touch with any other Windrush content creators?
Yes, I have. But I'm always happy to meet and know more. There's amazing work and just amazing narrative that's happening in England. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in becoming a part of that larger knowledge trust.
Something tells me you're going to be stepping on England within the next year.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
And make sure you document that, even if it's your phone.
Yeah.
Make sure you document that.
Document
that. So what is the message you'd like to leave our family as we let you go on your quiet day? Because Wendy always has quiet days, so that's a joke. That being very sarcastic there. Right? So what do you want to leave our audience with today?
That our elders are amazing storytellers in their own right. And listen to them. Yeah.
They have the evaluated experience.
Yeah.
They've lived it. Well, Miss Wendy, finally we got you in front of the camera from being behind for so long.
Yes.
It took a 91-year-old to do it, but we got you.
Yes.
But as always, want to say thank you for everything you do, past, present, future.
Thank you.
Continue to keep us up to date on Migrant Stories. And hey, you're going near your uncle again. Tell us. I'd like to just be in that presence.
I know. It's yeah.
All right, so that's Migrant Stories. We've shared the link a few times on the screen and on different platforms. Wendy, as always, you and the family don't just manage your time, manage your energy, and remember to give yourselves grace. Chat with you soon.
Thank you so much, both. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right.
Solid.
That was amazing.
I think you said it between Wednesday and Sunday. Gotta check that out until May 4th. I think that's when it closed.
Yeah, let me just... And I was in that. Yeah, May 4th.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good to
Ready?
know.
Yeah. Wednesdays, I think Sundays start at from 11 a.m. I think to 4 p.m.
Solid.
So that is so Dr. Tachi says, what a story. Hayden says, thanks for documenting a part of our quickly vanishing history. I like the way you did put that there, Hayden. Our quickly vanishing, like family, even if it's, look, our people's history is what starts in your own family. You don't have to watch television shows and all these sort of things. It starts in our family. So I've been making intentional finding out as much about the family history as much as possible to find out what's going on, because once our elders are gone, they're gone. They're done.
100%.
You know, one of the interesting things, some people may know the name Denham Jolly. He was the first Black Canadian to own a major radio station in Canada. Well, my dad and Denham Jolly have known each other for 70 years.
Ooh,
and they talk every week at least once.
Oh, I love that.
So I'm wanting to see if I can get in the middle of one of their conversations and just listen.
Yeah.
Just
fly on the wall, eh?
Just sit there and listen, because you know there'll be some jokes.
Yes.
Some jokes. So what's going on for the rest of the short week?
Quick reminder. So the deadline for the My Main Street grant is this week. I have to check. I think it's the 31st, but it might be the 28th, but it's this week for sure. So we're doing some sessions with the BBPA. We're going down to Little Jamaica and inviting the entrepreneurs that have businesses along Eglinton and the area to come to the BBPA office on Eglinton to really do a workshop. And people that might be stuck, they're going to take that hour or two out of their time to get this application in, because really it is designed for them. And so many times as entrepreneurs, especially for running a brick and mortar store, you are tied to the store. So it's difficult to break away and get things done. So we're hoping with that hour, we can get their applications in. And then beyond that, just waiting for some of the other grant applications, if their responses come in, because we help so many people do something like the Foundation for Black Communities. So we're waiting for that announcement. But yeah, looking forward to, and a session that we're doing tonight is our Susu, our partner Susu is starting back up. So we're inviting people to join one of the hands. It can be $50 a week. I think we have $100 a week and $200 a week. 3 different hands that they can join. So if you get my email about that, definitely join us tonight for the info session. So yes. All right. How about yourself? How's the week looking?
A lot of stuff. I didn't realize I opened up my calendar, so I go, aye. So yeah, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, lots of different things going on. Onboarding for the next month or two, some new team members. Also, in the last 2 weeks, I've had about 20 conversations with entrepreneurs right across this country. So that has been going on, and amplifying them wherever I can, or if I can't amplify them directly, introducing them to someone who help them score a goal and get a win. Simple, like that. So a lot of things, there's some stuff going on with the platforms. They're so working on some stuff. Okay, so hold on. Fitness IQ, you go, golly. What do you mean golly to what? Dr. Chachi says the stuff that Ryan's doing, that's awesome. And Opal Inspired says, sounds like a great exhibition. We need to document our parents. Thanks so much. And Serena says, it's a blessing to be in the presence of elders and capture their stories. Yes. And she goes, I know where you can amplify them. Well, you tell us, Fitness IQ Cam. You tell us. But
Yes.
that's been going on. What else? Working on some stuff. I just got, they're just working on some stuff to soon come on some of the platforms. There's some soon comes. I'm working on potentially getting a really interesting gentleman to come on the Morning Vibe that has ways of generating income that don't involve grants.
Okay, solid.
Actually, I watched a great conversation on the weekend on Dr. Boyce's program, a gentleman who buys businesses.
Right.
And interesting, maybe I can see if I can reach out to him, because there's a lot of business owners out there that who are older, their kids don't want to take over the business after they're done.
Very true.
They want to sell it and get rid of it.
Gotcha.
So it's a very interesting thing that, again, you don't have to start a business from scratch.
Right.
There are people out there that, they've been running a business for a number of years. Actually, there's a Hakka restaurant near where I live. They were fantastic. Been doing it for 21 years. 2 boys didn't want anything to do with it. It closed down. There are so many people that are sad that it doesn't exist anymore. They're like, they had people coming from Hamilton to buy their food.
Wow, you see? And then now that's like a vacuum in the community.
Yeah. So again, you don't have to start from scratch. And let's be real, 80% of Black entrepreneur businesses don't make it.
Gotcha.
Just want to be real, family. So sometimes you may want to think, hey, let me buy something that's already existing and working. There's processes in place, et cetera. So those things can happen. So Fitness IQ says, I enjoyed Wendy's conversation. Definitely wish I could have that opportunity to hear stories from my granny. Ask her.
Well, if she's around, that might be.
She is. Yeah. I know her granny's still around. Ask her.
Hey, that should be your inspiration to go.
Ask her. Just ask.
Stories.
Either she's going to say yes or no. And even ask your parents.
Yes.
We can all ask our parents. They've probably heard those stories from the elders that you may not know directly.
Right.
I don't think we'll be broadcasting on Friday. I doubt it.
Okay.
But I don't know. Well, Good Friday.
Right.
But definitely on Easter Monday. We'll be broadcasting. But like I said, I didn't realize, I had no idea it was a holiday this Friday.
It sneaks up. The fact it was so early. Yeah. That's like a mid-April type thing usually.
What happened?
Yeah.
What's going on? But so let's see. Look at this. Fitness IQ goes, you can drop me off Snappa and Bun.
All right. Yes.
Yes, of course. Well, you make so much money, you should be sending it to us. You're the tax lady. But yeah, so Ryan, good to see you as always. I'm glad that things went well with the Dragon's Den stuff.
Hey.
Let's speak that someone gets a chance to be on cam.
Yeah, and shout out to Nobellum. They're an organization that works with Black tech founders. Yeah. So they brought some of their entrepreneurs down to pitch.
Nice.
Yeah, so some really interesting ideas that people had and that they were pitching. So those interviews will be up shortly.
Nice. There you go. See, that's why Ryan's the media king.
Right. In process. We're working on it.
That's why he's a media king. I'm just
Hey, we'll make sure to get you out to some of these too.
If you want to, it's up to you. It's your call. But as usual, you can watch replays of this epic conversation on YouTube, Facebook with the Dr. Vibe Show, Afro Caribbean Business Network, Facebook and YouTube, and then Ryan Oneil Knight, LinkedIn and YouTube. So as always, we like to say this. We close out with this. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions and aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. And remember to give yourselves grace. For those who celebrate Good Friday and Easter, enjoy. Don't eat too much bun and cheese.
No problem.
And also that, and see if you can afford Jamaican cheese.
Right.
It ain't cheap.
Hey, it's out of
It
control
ain't
now.
cheap.
1, 2.
Yeah. So you will see us live next Monday. I'm thinking, I don't know if we have someone booked, but if we don't, we'll probably have Flick Fireworks.
Oh, right. Yes.
On a young lady who is taking the fireworks industry by storm. And we are very excited to have her coming on. Because, to be honest, we were supposed to have her on Friday and went, oh, hold on. Finna, notice how I didn't say cheese, LOL, only bun. Both are not good for you, by the way.
Oh, man.
Just to put that out. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are finished. Isn't Brian looking so sharp? I'm still just going to go with my hoodies, family. Sorry. Bye.